morning, guys. It is currently 4 or something in the morning. I just woke up. Whew, I had a good sleep. I don't even know what time I zonked out. The Benadryl really kicked in. I think I crashed somewhere around 8, so I got plenty of rest. There's a Waffle House next door, so I haven't had that in I don't know how many years. I'm going to hit that up for breakfast. Oh, you know what? Yes, I do. The last time I had that was in Asheville when I stayed there coming back from the trip 2 years ago. So it's been 2 years. It's funny. I only have Waffle House and Domino's Pizza on trips like this. That's it. It seems to be the staple around where I stay. Anyway, for those of you that are wondering about my hotel preparations kind of routine, I got this down. It works for me. I know everybody's different. Now, I'm traveling solo most of the time. Even, like when I was renting the house with those guys, got my own room, doing my own thing. So I come in. What I'm bringing is my soft bag from my side saddle bag, my hard trunk, and usually I've got clothes on that either, they're a little wet, or I'm not going to be wearing them the next day. So I get out of whatever clothes I'm in, get them drying, or put them in a bag, whatever I want to do with those. I get everything out of the way as soon as I get in the room, because like right now, I get up. If I didn't have the Waffle House there, I'd just be hopping in the shower and, doing whatever for food later. But I don't want to be bothered with the tediousness or forgetting something before you leave. So get everything done as soon as you get in the room. I know you're tired. I'm tired when I come in. I just want to relax and chill, but I get everything done while I'm there in the moment. So I start charging all my stuff. I back up my camera cards. I've got an external hard drive here, and every card gets dumped. As soon as the cards are dumped, they get put away, formatted back in the cameras, and they're good to go. That way, I don't have to worry about anything in the morning. I know I've covered all my bases. Get out your clothes for the next day. Separate the stuff so that you don't have to be shuffling stuff in and out of bags in the morning. I even go so far, usually, I didn't last night because I conked out, of repacking before I go to bed. That way, I'm up and out. After I get out of the shower, I put on the clothes that I laid out, and I might just have to zip up a bag, and I'm out the door. So it really does save time. Anyway, nothing too mind-blowing. Oh, here's another tip. If you're in a hotel like this one that doesn't have a hairdryer and you're concerned about fogging on your camera lens or the GoPro case or your visor for your helmet, clean them off. That's the other thing. Forgot to mention that. I clean off my visor right away. Go in the bathroom, warm water, use a washcloth, gently scrape off the big bugs, get it clean, and then use a little shampoo. Soap down the outside with a washcloth, get it sparkling. But if you don't have a hairdryer, just after you get those stuff clean, take it outside, put it in your bike, put it in if you have a trunk or saddlebags or whatever. That way it'll stay acclimated to the outdoor conditions and you'll never have fog in the morning. I've got my GoPro case and visor out there right now. Anyway, let's start the day. A lot of fog and showers out this morning. I'm going through a little drizzle here. So I get a lot of questions on how can I ride longer distances. So many people say to me, look, I can only ride a tank at a time. I can only ride for an hour at a time. There's no way I'm going to go on a long multi-day trip. And the answer definitely costs money, but it's simple. And that's figure out exactly why you can't and fix it. I mean, it sounds simple, but let's put it into better terms here. Okay, so there are some major points that might be holding you back. Number one on your list is probably your seat. Not many bikes out there come with a perfect seat ready for whatever kind of mileage you want to do. So you very well may have to put on a different seat. I don't care what brand it is. I don't care if you have it done, you buy one off the shelf,
whatever. Just figure out what's going to work for you. Maybe you just need an Airhawk pad. It's like a partially inflatable bladder. Gives you a little cushion. Maybe seat beads work really well for you. They are good for giving you air circulation under your butt in between the seat. So if you've got that kind of problem, that can really help. If you don't mind sitting on that kind of texture. It's not for me, but I've had them in cars before when I was a kid, and yeah, they're okay. Maybe a sheep wool cover works for you. Another very inexpensive option that gives you a lot of really soft padding. It also helps a little bit with airflow. Downside to doing that kind of stuff is it does eat up height. The bead and the sheepskin, they're going to add about an inch of height. So if you're already kind of at your tipping point, if you're on a tall bike and you've got a shorter inseam, maybe you're already on your tippy toes, bear that in mind. That's where a custom seat can also come in. You can have one made that's not only going to give you better comfort, but you can have them shaved down in the right places to help. Wow, this is foggy. Help with that height issue. So you may avoid lowering your bike, which is another thing that some people have to do for really long-term rides, is if you really do have a bike that doesn't fit you very well. I mean, I can understand why some people are in that situation. It's not ideal, but there's a lot of people out there that can't flat foot a bike. And some people say, oh, it's overrated. Well, those people are usually the ones that can't do it. And there are a lot of situations where, yeah, it is really important for safety. Here's my exit. It's gonna snake its way around here. As soon as I figure out where the road is, holy moly, this is thick. I don't know if you guys can see anything, but I can't. I hope the GoPro isn't all misted up. I'll stop when I get closer to the park here and wipe it off if it ever lets up. And it's early in the morning, so tires are a little slick and cold. So is the road. I'm gonna follow those taillights because that's about all I can see. So another thing that holds people back is their bar position, or just the riding position in general. And a lot of that, of course, is going to be what bike are you on. The more upright the position, the better it's going to be for longer distance, as a general rule. Now, even on a bike like this, a sport touring bike, you have a slight forward lean. I love that. For a long touring, I don't have a problem with it. But if you have back issues, or if it's just tiring, you may want to put on bar risers to actually pull them back and up a couple inches, and that'll give you a total sit-up and beg position. There's a gate somewhere up here. I can't see anything. Station closed. Pay when you leave. Okay. I will do that. I'm going to stop right here and make sure the camera's semi-wiped off. Wow, look at that. I kept this case out in the bike, and just the cold from the camera in the room is fogging up. I didn't count on that. The room wasn't even that cold. It was 72. It's just that humid out. Oh well. There's not going to be that much to see right now anyway, because it's so dang wet out. I gotta wipe my visor. So I'll pick this up when there's actually something to see. Well, getting back to what I was talking about, if you can get your riding position completely neutral, you're going to be good all day. When you're riding, pay attention to little issues. If you notice that after 100 miles or a tank or whatever your limit is right now, figure out what's hurting. Is it your wrist? Is it your shoulder? Is it your butt? Is it your feet? Is it your peg position? Any little issue like that on a short ride becomes a major issue on a long ride. So it's important, and I go through this in my reviews of bikes too. Even after a very short ride, if you notice anything, that will be a point down the road. So you need to address that. Most bikes have the ability to be customized to fit you. Not just lever position and peg position, shifter position, and that kind of thing. I mean, that's the basics. But figure out the major issues that your body is trying to deal with. And that's really the key. Now, like I said, it's going to cost you money. A seat, it's going to cost you a few $100. Bar risers are going to cost you a few $100 if it's even available for your bike. It may simply be that the bike you're on is never going to work for a long trip. If you're on a sport bike or one of the much more sport-oriented sport touring bikes, well, it's not going to work. It's just not going to happen for you. It's not meant to be a continental tour. The riding position is just too forward. It's going to be great in roads like this, but getting to them, well, you're going to pay for it.